All right, awesome, everybody. Welcome to this beautiful edition of Eagles Perch.
Yeah, they're all right here.
All right, welcome, everybody. All right, so welcome to Eagles Perch, where we soar above the ordinary. At Eagles Perch, we bring you the most enchanting stories and inspiring conversations from the height of diversity, innovations, leadership, and lifestyle. I am Oluwakemi Odusoya, known on the Eagles Perch as Queen of the Eagles. And I am not alone in this live conversation. I have our awesome sign language interpreter with us in person of Sign with Joy. That is Dorcas Bilesomi. And we also have someone very inspiring on this episode lined up for you. So I'm going to be going by who we have right now. Are you ready? Get your seat comfortable. Make sure you're attentive because you're going to be hearing something spectacular on the 10th episode of Eagles Perch. A deaf dance icon and a multi-hyphenate choreographer, a teacher, an instructor, a performer, someone who is unleashing Afro-pop globally. He is a deaf dance revolutionary. He is redefining the heart with his unique talent and perspective. He has not only captivated audience with his powerful performances, he has also become an inspiring advocate for creative expressions. Together, let us explore his journey, his insight, and the way he has transformed the dance industry. Please join me in welcoming on the Perch Alero One Isaiah, popularly known as Toluzzy Deafdancer. Yay! Welcome, 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 welcome. So in case for those who are just joining us and wondering what I'm doing, so if you want to clap for a deaf person, you just put your 5 fingers up and you wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. That means you're clapping for a deaf or hard of hearing person. So if your hands are not too busy and you're ready to join in the inclusive conversation for a dynamic and inspiring personality whom we have on the Perch today, welcome Toluzzy Deafdancer. Yay! Welcome, welcome. All right. So before we go further in the conversation, I would be doing the accessibility, talk just for those who are joining us that are visually impaired or those who might have limited sight description on what the screen is showing. So I have a a long hair that is up to my shoulder. I have a frame that's a glasses on. I'm chocolate in complexion and I am seated before my screen. So at this juncture, let us bring on board Toluzzy Deafdancer. How are you doing today, Toluzzy?
Said I'm fine. Perfect.
Awesome. Awesome. We are so glad to be having you on the Perch today. And we will be taking the conversation through your experience as a deaf dancer and some other stories in between. And I hope that our audience who are joining and wondering, because they've been asking me, how do a deaf person dance? Is this possible? And I'm like, don't worry. When you listen to the 10th episode, you get to know. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section and give this video a thumbs up so that every other person can also get to know about this. So my very first question for you, Toluzzy, is, why the name Toluzzy Deafdancer? Because I was wondering, your biological name is totally different from your stage name. What inspired that? So we are waiting for Alera1 to answer, and we continue. Why the name Toluzzy Deafdancer? Sign with joy. I hope you can hear me.
I'm here.
All right, awesome. So we're just wondering why the name Toluzzy Deafdancer.
Say yes. I like that name, Toluzzy. That's why I use that. I didn't just change my name. It's because of the
Okay,
choreography dance. That's why I decided to just use that
awesome,
for future.
great.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
all
why.
right.
So that I'll be known in the future with that name. That's why I chose that name.
Okay, all right. So, as a deaf person who dances, how do you experience or interpret rhythm and music?
Hold on, ma. Sorry. So he was adding that, yes, his name is Tolu, and he wants to use that
Oh,
as a performer. He's a performer dancer. So he wants to use that as a stage name so that he'll be more recognized.
okay, awesome. Because I was just wondering, how come Tolu? Because that's another name on its own. All right. Okay, so this question for you as well, Toluzzy. How do you experience music and rhythm as a deaf person? How do you interpret them? Are there specific maybe strategies or techniques that you use to connect to music element? So once again, how do you connect music and rhythm, as a deaf person? How do you connect them in your dancing? Are there specific things you do just to, express your dance in the music?
The past.
Okay. Should I come
Okay.
again?
No. He wants to. He said
Okay.
in the past when he was young, when he was a kid. He said because he said when he was young, he used to hear before he became deaf. So when he now became deaf, sometimes the sister will give him a earpiece, he will listen and we hear the sound bit and be hearing little because he's hearing a little bit as in can perceive sound.
Mm. So are you done?
Says he can hear little by little. He doesn't hear. He can't hear very well. The hearing is so minute that the sister will give him phone, and that's how he says if the sound is very loud, it needs to be very loud before you can hear a little of that sound. So so that's how he got to understand beats. Then as he now grows up, so he said now that
Hey,
he's grown, he used that understanding of when he was younger, how he gets it. So when they give him steps of how is to dance and all that, he used that to grab the beat. He will use that to understand how the beat goes.
awesome. All right.
Then
So,
he had said that whenever he dance, he feels happy. Said the both year, it's only 1 year that he's using to manage to hear a little very, very minor sound. So sometimes when you can feel the beat of the song. And then when he's given like steps, dance steps, like 1, 2, 3, he follows it and step by step is able to dance. With that, he will understand clearly and he can't get it wrong. Once he understands clearly, he can't get it wrong. That he gets that by steps. He's given steps, counting the steps. That's how he gets to know how to dance to the beat.
hmm, awesome. Okay. So
You
can
can
I
go
go
ahead.
ahead with this? Okay. So now
Yes.
you've talked about your experience, and it's really quite amazing that you were not born a deaf or hard of hearing person. So can you tell us what age the deafness came? What happened? So that we can get to understand or be able to ask the question better.
Okay. He said that actually when he was actually born deaf, but later on at the age of 15, he was able to hear a little bit. That was what helped him. And then he used his hearing aid. That he was born deaf, he was not hearing at all before. Then later at the age of 15, was able to hear a little bit. That was when, then with the use of hearing aid, it helped him in hearing little by little.
Wow. Okay.
So yes,
I know
and the
that.
mom getting hearing aid.
Mm,
And sometimes when he see people, he lip reads.
mhm,
When he's looking at somebody, but if you back him, you can't understand what he's saying. You will not
mm,
understand what the person is saying, but he needs to face the person. Once you are facing him, he's able to understand what you're saying. When you're talking, he lip reads. He read your lips as you're talking, but when you're backing him, you won't be able to understand. So that's what we use in graphing whatever somebody is saying.
mm. Awesome. Great. So, and this actually brings me to the next question, because I know that even for a person who is, not hearing impaired, there are a lot of challenges, especially, when it comes to be a dancer. So can you walk us through what challenges do you face or have you faced, being a deaf dancer, and how have you overcome them? Any challenges that you have faced in performing, maybe on stage, in choreography, and how have you been able to overcome them? So while you're still trying to answer that, thank you, Ari, for joining us on Facebook. Thank you. Please drop your questions and every other person in the comment section for those who are joining us on Zoom as well. Thank you.
So he said that when he was young, he used to see hearing people. When he was young, he used to see hearing people dance and all of that. It used to challenge him. He used to wonder that I'm deaf. I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. So he felt bad. It used to pain him. So he felt, I think me as a deaf, I should be able to do this thing. So he said he's going to try. That he wants to also do what the hearing counterpart can do. So that he used to watch other people and see them will feel that, you now, what are the problems?
As you are a dancer now, what are those problems or challenges?
Or when people see me, it says that when people see him, that they are always surprised. That how can you? How can you dance? I just tell them that it's God though that is giving me the grace to be able to do this. In 2020, 2019, 2020, in 2019, 2020, he joined a dance competition with others. And he won.
Wow.
Won. So he said that what is always expensive is that people are always surprised at how he's doing it.
Awesome. That's actually great to know
He still says some.
because,
He said
okay,
sometimes some hearing people will abuse him. He will just keep quiet and just go and meet them. He kept training himself. Kept practicing to get better so that I can prove them wrong. So he said he wants to show them that deaf too can do it. And that has been that he doesn't even allow that to disturb him. So use that as a challenge to equip himself the more. Said, as a deaf person, I want to show to the world. Though people pity him. Said people pity me because I am deaf. They feel pity for me that I'm deaf. But no, I want to prove them wrong. Okay, you can continue, man.
okay, awesome. So people pity you, which is actually one of the, well, I say, regular thing when it comes to the disability community, because people will be like, why? How are you doing this? And because of that, you've been able to use that challenges to do what? To overcome them. And that is what we talk about on Eagle's Perch, to use the challenges that you have to overcome the current situation. So now you've actually answered my next question that I would have asked you on in what ways has it, influenced your performance. But
Let's see, man.
since you be okay. Are you saying something?
Are you asking him again?
No, no, no. So I want to go to the next question now. So being a deaf person, have you been able to collaborate with every other, maybe other hearing choreographers or dancers, minus that of the 2019? Have you collaborated or partnered with other hearing dancers? And how are you able to do this?
said yes.
How are you able to do it?
He said that yes, I've joined other hearing to dance before in a competition. I learned from them, and I've also joined them to dance.
Okay. So how do you
That's how I
learn
became
from them?
better.
How do you do it? Because they can hear the song, they can hear the music. How do you connect with them?
He said he has always watched them when they are dancing. So whenever he watches them, he tried to ask them how they are doing it. He tried to, and they explain, demonstrate for him. And that's how he started learning, and that's how he was able to thrive in that field.
Okay, awesome.
Growing up, and since the age of that 17 years, he has been watching other young people dance, and he was learning from them. That's how he became better at what he's doing now.
That's great. Because at times I remember while I was in secondary school, and I'm like, I see a lot of persons, dancing, and I was so interested. Then I realized that dancing has to do with emotions. It has to do with expressions. And I'm just wondering this question, which is, dance often convey expressions and emotions through music. How do you ensure that your performance communicates this to your audience? And how would you be able to measure their response? Because you're already dancing on stage and you are expressing. How would you be able to measure when your audience are excited, when they are sad, when they are not happy? How would you be able to measure it?
He said most times when he dances and people don't come to hug him, they don't come to greet him, we know that they are not, probably they didn't enjoy it.
Oh,
So, but
wow.
he understands. But when he see the reactions of people, he will know whether they enjoyed him or not. So
Oh,
if the reactions is not good enough, he will go and improve himself and get better at what he's doing.
Awesome.
And then he said
Great.
sometimes hearing people also tell him that they're surprised how you are doing it. He said, yes, I've trained myself and I'm learning every day. That it's pay me if I see people. I don't want people to feel sorry for me or to pity me. That's why he's doing. So he said young people always tell him how his performance is. Sometimes, most times they're surprised at his performance.
Awesome. Great. So in case you are just joining us, you're welcome. It's the 10th episode of Eagles Perch, where we comfortably, we soar, right, dynamically and uniquely to the world. And I am your host, Queen of the Eagles. Today's episode, we have an exceptional dance icon, Toluzzy Deafdancer, right? You heard that verb in it. I mean, you heard that word, the adjective or whatever you want to call it, deaf in it. So this means that he cannot hear and he is doing exceptionally well in his field. So please, if you have any question, drop it in the question box in the comment section. We are here to receive your question, and you want to ask Toluzzy question, please feel free. He's here to also do what? To answer your question. So at this juncture, in fact, I'm even confused. Maybe I should call you Alero one or Toluzzy, but I think I'll just call you Toluzzy. So Toluzzy, we're going to a very softer section of the program, which is heart to heart, right? It's fine if you do not want to answer. We don't want to make you uncomfortable, but just to get to know you better, because your followers, your fans, your audience might just be listening to this and they would like to know this about Toluzzy. So now let's talk about the heart to heart section. The first question I have for you is, as a deaf dancer, right? How does it influence your maybe forming and maintaining romantic relationships? Yeah. How does, deaf dancing, how does it influence, attract you forming or maintaining romantic relationship? Or you're going to say you're too small. You don't engage in romantic relationship. So let's get to hear from you. So we are waiting for Toluzzy to speak, to tell us how is deaf dancing has influenced romantic relationships. Okay, so we're waiting for him.
Too much.
Yeah.
There are a lot of girls. We always have experience with girls. Some are deaf. He said, yeah, he said even some are hearing ladies usually disturbing that. But he said mostly the hearing girls usually disturbing than the deaf community among the ladies.
Awesome. Okay. So in that light, how do you think that communication, like, what do you think about communication in relationship? How is it different for you compared with the hearing impaired person? Like, how do you feel?
So sorry, continue with what he was saying. What he was saying
Okay.
is, so he hasn't finished talking. So he said that when they meet him like that, most times he just tell them thank you. So that they'll say, we love you. I wish to be your friend, and all of that. He gets good comments from, most especially from the female gender. So, and he just tell them thank you. He just say thank you, that he wants to concentrate more on his goal, on his ambition.
Awesome. So can I ask the next question now?
Yes, please. You can ask the next
Okay.
question.
Okay. So for you now, how do you communicate? Okay, no, let me put it this way. Have you engaged with a deaf, person in a romantic relationship? If yes, how do you communicate? How different is it from the hearing community relationship?
He's just smiling because I'm asking him the question. His reaction is smiling. Okay. So now,
Okay.
I say he has dated a deaf person before.
Okay. How has the communication been?
He said the first person that he dated before was the hearing, and then that I had done it before in the past. Okay, so how? How did you communicate? How you communicate with the hearing?
So why is still trying to do
So he
that?
said, so how do you
Okay.
He said most times he uses gestures to talk,
Okay.
and because he talks little by little, it's easy to communicate with them. And sometimes he uses text messages, mostly text messages, to communicate with whoever is maybe making as a friend or that, but that his major focus now is his dance. And that's his major focus for now. That because he doesn't really have that time for dating.
Oh, awesome. Great. Thank you very much, Grace Cole. We see you on Facebook. I know you joined earlier on Zoom. Thank you very much for joining. So to every other person, you can also drop your comment Please, we are here to, answer your question, your inquiries on how deaf persons, are able to be dance icon, right? So, Nini as well, thank you very much for joining us. Yes, it's saying kudos to a a silent deaf dancer. They're greeting you on Facebook. Toluzzy said more grease to your elbow, even putting a clapping hand sign. So now, someone has asked the question on Facebook, which I'm gonna ask. How are you able to change your flows to song? They're curious to know, how are you able to change your flows to the beats, to the song? Or do you dance to just a particular beat? Maybe you just dance to only hip hop. You don't dance to Afro beats. How are you able to change?
He said he does solo songs. He tried to use his mind. He closes his eyes, use his mind to rehearse, to dance, and he tries to imagine the song moves, how it moves. That's how he's able to do that most times.
Wow.
Then uses his hand for the flows to be able to understand the flow. Body. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
So he wants
Body
to give
movement.
he wants to give an example of how it is being done.
O'Shea. Okay. So he's trying to get himself ready to give us an example of what dance as a deaf person can do. I hope we can see him. Side with Joy, you can also key me in to know if we can see him properly as well.
He said with the hands, he's able to move.
Okay.
And then with his body. Say first, he will close his eyes, move with the body, flow tongue.
Wow.
Like Afro, most Afro songs, only Afro.
Wow.
He said, yes. But yes, he said, I learned other form of dance too. I also learned that too. Afro beats. That he enjoys that most. That any other dance, he can dance it.
Wow.
That he uses the art. He prefers to use the art to get more understanding. That's the way he's able to flow with the dance. Okay, so most new songs that are out, he wants to understand it. He tries to, move along with it and learn that.
Wow.
He's done talking.
Okay, so with the use of the hand and the body, he's able to ensure that he gets the music right. Awesome and great job to you, Toluzzy. So for how long have you been doing this dance, movement?
He said since the time he was 17 years, that since that time, he has been dancing it that way. Since that period.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much, Toluzzy. And shout out to Oluwabusayo. joining us on Facebook. Thank you. We see you all joining us. So my next question right now is, are there any misconception? Have you faced any issues with hearing dancers as a deaf person? Have you faced any challenges with any hearing group? So have you faced any challenges with,
Yeah.
so what kind of challenges have you faced?
What type of?
Challenges have you faced? So I'm
Say
waiting for
yes. Now,
Toluzzy. Okay.
one of the problems I have with them is pride. Some of them
Oh,
they're too proud. They're like, I know too much.
uh,
No.
uh,
Of them, when we go for show, they are not practicing equality. Sometimes they pay a little, sometimes they cheat, sometimes they don't even respect in most cases. Some of them are good, but some of them, they just pretend. They are not honest.
wow.
And sometimes they even get into arguments, fights, and all that at times.
Okay. Wow. So in that way, is it still talking?
Yes.
Okay.
He said, so I asked him, how does he solve that issue? He said he tries to, relate with them, help them, gives out his heart to them, and try to see how he
Mm,
can relate with them. That's how he's been coping with them. Okay, he's done talking.
okay. So in that aspect, what have you, like you as a deaf dance icon, right? What has the story been like for you? Are you trying to set up your own dance crew, or you already have an existing one?
He said, my goal is, I'm thinking, I want to be very popular in the future. I want to continue this dancing. I want to be a teacher to teach other people, even in other countries. I want to
Mm,
travel out, to travel to other places,
yeah.
to be an instructor, a dance instructor that is
Mm-hmm.
known globally. And I also want to work hard. I want to be in shows, in different, to show people, to show to the world in different events. He said not just only in Nigeria, not just in Lagos, but I want to go globally.
Okay.
Hearing people, they travel around, and most deaf people are not like that. They don't travel, they don't get to have opportunity of traveling around to showcase their talents. But he said his own plan is to be known globally, so he can travel around and meet with other and show his talent to the world.
Okay.
So he
Awesome.
wants to show his talent and teach other people too and train other people. He wants to be known globally.
All right, great.
Yes.
All right.
That's what he wants. Yeah.
Awesome. It's really nice to hear from you. And I believe that those that are actually listening to us, joining on Facebook and Zoom, they are really getting to understand you better, right? And so this is going to the last, section of this interview. Just 4 more questions to go. And this section, we call it the soaring section. That's where you fly, right? Flying section. You know that when you're performing, you don't perform in one venue. You have different venues for performance. So in this aspect, how do you get to know or to adapt your dancing technique in the various venues? How do you get to do this? Because there are some venues that would have different kind of, setting or setup. And if the music are not loud, you might probably miss the step. So how do you get to, prepare ahead for this?
He said it's only God that's been helping him to do that.
Oh. So another question. Do you plan one day to probably dance with other persons with disabilities? For instance, at least as a startup, can you dance with a blind or a visually impaired person and a physically impaired person? Do you ever see yourself doing that?
He said yes. Yes, he's always looking forward to having that. That is his dream since 2020. He has planned to dance with other, both deaf, hearing disabled, that he can teach them. He can even teach them dance.
Okay, let's make it a date then.
Yeah, he can even teach them dance.
Wow.
I have one
Wow.
disabled person. I can teach the deaf. I can teach the art of hearing. Any kind of person. So he's looking forward to that, and he can teach them as well.
Awesome. Great. That's great. I have the passion for dancing. Maybe, just maybe one of these days, hopefully you'll be able to teach me how to dance. hopefully. Okay. So now, looking at, can I ask the next question now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So September 23rd is recognized as the Sign Language Awareness, week or the month as well. What do you have to say about this? Sign language as a means of communicating for deaf and hard of hearing. In Nigeria, what are your thoughts? Hmm. Okay, so we're waiting for him to respond. Still signing.
Sorry, he's trying to get the question.
Okay.
The way we tell them is not English language is not
Yeah.
sign language.
Okay.
So we need to
So,
explain in a way that we're able to. That's why you see me taking a little time sometimes to
yeah.
explain before you now respond.
Okay. So you have it. Our viewers, in case you are wondering what the delay or why the delay, it's because we're waiting for Toluzzy to respond and she can then verbalize the response. Okay, so thank you for those who have joined. Emmanuel, we see your comment on Facebook. We are waiting for him to respond, and all your questions definitely will be answered. It's trying to respond to the question. So we should just give him, time. He will definitely respond appropriately.
So he said it's good. It's good that everyone learns sign language. It's good that everyone is involved in it to learn it. Some
Awesome.
people are not interested in learning it. I see them sometimes in school. He said yes, that sign language is important, even though some people are not interested in learning it. But it's a very
Yeah.
So he said it's very important to learn
Okay.
sign language.
Awesome. Great. So we have a question for you by Oluwabusayo on Facebook. The person is asking, is dance just like a side thing, like just one of your hobbies, or it is a profession for you? Do you see dance as a profession, or is just a side hobby? Are you there with me?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. So we're waiting for Toluzzy to answer. Is dance just one of your hobbies, or it is a profession for you? Someone has asked on Facebook.
He said it's his favorite. It's his dance. It's his job. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, great. So dance is your job. Awesome.
Yes. That though he does some other.
What kind of, you say you do some other work? Is that what you're saying?
He said no, he doesn't have other job that he does. This is what he
Okay.
focuses on. There's
All right.
only any other thing that he does is like side hustle. But his major work is the dancing.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. And it has been an awesome time talking to you, Toluzzy Deafdancer, because we needed to showcase on the episode that we're talking about media as a tool for diversity and inclusion. Look at Toluzzy, who is using dance as an artistic work for him to be inclusive, is not allowing or is not accepting to say, oh, because he cannot hear, he's not making that his limitation. Rather, he's using that challenge as a strength for him. And this is to go out to every other deaf person, be it the parent, a friend, a colleague, a teacher, that you have a deaf person and you feel that that is the end of the life of that person. No, this is a challenge to you and to I to say that this is the time to get to know more about these individuals. And today I'm happy that we've been able to talk to Alera One Isaiah, who is popularly known as Toluzzy Deafdancer. Yes, you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, you see him there as Toluzzy Deafdancer. And I tell you that you see all his dance clip, his dance video, and how he has been able to, electrify the dance industry. And maybe very soon, someday, you just might see a performance with Toluzzy and the Queen. How electrifying that is going to be, right? Because, hey, the Queen also likes to dance. So, and the Queen is going to ensure that the wave is going to be moved, right? So at this juncture, I'm trying to look at social media.
I think
Yes.
somebody sent a comment one time that he should send his link for his videos.
Okay. So Toluzzy, please, if you do that, I'm going to send it as a comment. I'll pin it on the post on the live on Facebook so that people can get to see that as well. So please do share your link for your videos with me. and I will do that right away on the Facebook comment. Or you can as well go to, the comments and pin it there yourself. Toluzzy, please do that and let people get to follow you to see your electrifying moves, where the silence has become a rhythm to grab the attention of everyone. So at this juncture, this month has been so fantastic, so fabulous, so wonderful. We've been having, prolific, wonderful guests who are doing extraordinarily well, trying to change the narratives. And just like we do on every Saturday at Eagles Perch, we do what? We soar above the ordinary to bring you the most enchanting stories and inspiring conversations from the height of diversity, innovation, lifestyle, and adventure. That is what we do on Eagles Pet with your one and only Queen of the Eagles. So at this juncture,
sorry,
okay.
Please. Someone said you should tell them the Facebook. What's his Facebook name?
Okay, so Toluzzy, can you tell us how we can get to, engage with you after this interview? On
okay,
Facebook,
so he's telling me yes. Toluzzy Toluzzy Deafdancer. That is his Facebook name. Toluzzy. That's Toluzzy. Then Deafdancer. That is his Facebook name. Okay, we can continue.
All right, great. So in case you want to hit him there, you see him there, Toluzzy Deafdancer. That is where you get to meet him. So at this juncture, I'd like to say a very big thank you to everyone who has joined us from the onset up until now. I'm trying to look on the Facebook to see what I see. We have Harry, we have Grace, we have Nini Talbot, we have, several people. Oluwabusola, we see you. We see Grace. We see a lot of persons. We see Emmanuel on Zoom. We see several people who has joined us, and we do not take this for granted, I tell you, because we like that you are able to join us. So this is also going to go to our YouTube channel, Eagles Voice, where you can get to rewatch and rewatch and rewatch, and do well to share, like, and comment, because you never can tell who you are inspiring. There might just be a deaf young child out there who do not know how to go about life, and Toluzzy or this interview might just be the nearest for him or her to be included back to the society. I say a very big thank you to our sign language interpreter, Sign with Joy. Even at the shortest of all time, you are here to stand by us. Thank you very much. And to also our video person as well. Our video person, although some not as well, used to remove from that person's head sometimes. Yeah. So we say a very big thank you to our video person, Oba Perch. Okay, so we also say a very big thank you to social media guru. Yes, Olamide Wejobi for helping with the flyers. You can check her out on Instagram. She's there. You can help her, you can check her out and you get to see her there as well. Thank you to everyone who has joined. Till next time when we come your way, we have another exciting sploofy person who has to do with dance next week. Make it a date to join us. Until then, we are saying thank you and adios.
Tolu is saying thank you and he's saying, I love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.